father-son flight sim. Today we're going to show you the upgrades we've made to our cockpit. If you remember our original cockpit, we were sharing a mid-level gaming PC on a desk inside our home office. This worked, but it was a pain because we had to set up and tear down our controllers every time we wanted to fly the sim. We've since made several upgrades over the last 6 months. We debated vigorously over going with a home-built physical cockpit or if we should take the leap into virtual reality. Having studied the question in detail, ultimately decided that VR was not only superior in giving you that feel of being inside a cockpit, giving you unrivaled immersion, but was also the most economical and practical long-term option. VR costs only a fraction of what it costs in time, materials, and financial resources compared to building a physical home cockpit, and I'm not the most handy-capable person. If you've been watching the channel, you see that we now have the ability to fly in VR, and videos can't totally convey the feeling that it gives you. Having been a pilot, it is certainly the most realistic simulation experience I've ever had, and in my opinion, as close to the real thing as you can get, both for VFR and IFR flying. So let's go over the complete rebuild of our cockpit. To start off, since we went with VR, there was no need to restrict yourself into a cramped up box, so we elected for a gaming desk. We selected the Arazzi Arena. It features steel footing, a very large surface, and the top is entirely made of mouse pad foam. Clamping your gear to the desk is easy, and the desk feels secure in place with no worry about pulling too hard on the controls or tipping over. We purchased a matching Devoco gaming chair, which is comfortable for long sittings, has ergonomic back support, and a firm feel as well. It's easy to adjust it for maximum comfort. The most important part of the build is of course the PC. If you're going to do flight simming, this is the area that gets the most of your cost. We selected a very high-end one, even though it was more on the expensive side. We plan to be using it for a while and want the highest performance for the longest amount of time. We found a good deal with the CyberPower PC Ultimate Gaming System. It features an Intel i7-8700K CPU 8th generation. It has 12 3.7 GHz cores, but CyberPower overclocks it to 4.4 GHz. It uses an MSI motherboard and 32 GB of Intel Optane-compatible RAM. The CPU has liquid cooling with 2 fans in the push-pull configuration. It has plenty of memory, sporting a 250 GB solid-state drive and a 3 TB hard disk drive. Capping that off is an EV3A-made NVIDIA GTX 1080 Ti with 12 GB of video RAM. The case features a front-mounted fan pointed directly at the video card to aid in cooling, and color-changeable LED lighting. The PC also came with a gaming keyboard and mouse, and we've also gotten some freebies from CyberPower for writing reviews, such as the cable management sleeve, a 1-year free subscription for virus protection, and a gaming headset. For a monitor, we selected a 43-inch LG 4K Ultra High Definition TV, which may be a little overkill for its size, but the smart TV also allows us to use the TV for streaming various content without the need to use our PC. The VR equipment we chose was the Oculus Rift. Now, I can't say enough good things about the Oculus Rift. It recently came down in price, making it much more affordable. The experiences it affords are just incredible, and the controllers are better than the original HTC Vive controllers in my opinion. I also opted for a basic VR cover, which is probably an essential accessory, especially if you're going to be in VR for extended periods of time. The controllers eat AA batteries at a rate of 1 per week with heavy VR usage, so I decided to get some long-lasting rechargeable batteries. Setup of the VR equipment was easy, and I've had no issues with any of the hardware. We're still using the SciTech controllers we were using for our original cockpit. They include the yoke, throttle quadrant, and the pedals. They work seamlessly with X-Plane 11, and that squeaking you may have heard from the yoke seems to have finally stopped. I guess the lubricant finally made its way to whatever was causing it. We also already had the Blue Yeti microphone, in my opinion one of the best USB mics on the market. We've mounted it easily to the gaming desk with a bracket arm and installed a pop filter. This thing can pick up a pin drop from across the room and is a favorite mic used by many YouTube channels. We are also fortunate to be able to set the new cockpit up in a spacious room, and this allows us to get the most out of our VR and gaming PC. We can play all the VR games that require space, and the ceiling fan helps the area stay cool and comfortable. We also purchased the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, but aren't currently using it as it requires us to have at least a 2.1 PC speaker system, which I don't have yet. While I was disappointed, I guess this will have to wait till version 3 of the cockpit. Future upgrades that are the most likely in the near term or in the next year that I'd like to see include a subscription to Pilot Edge to really add to the realism and immersion of actual general aviation flying. I'd also like the reality expansion packs to several of the aircraft, such as the Laminar Research Baron, Cessna 172, and the Coronado Bonanza F-33A. We also hope to make some improvements to scenery builds, particularly in Southern California using orthographics and better overlays. And of course, a 2.1 speaker system so I can finally utilize the butt kicker vibration feedback. Well, there you have it, a quick summary of the hardware of our home VR cockpit. In a future video, we can explain some of the software tweaks we've done to fine-tune the performance of X-Plane 11 and how to get the most out of the hardware. We really hope you are enjoying the videos and live streams. We don't currently monetize the channel, but enjoy sharing the experience of documenting learning about aviation and simulation. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and hit that alert bell if you want to be pinged when we add more content. We'll see you next time on Father-Son Flight Simulator. Have a good day.